What's up, Metal Queens family? I'm Steve Richards, and today we're diving into the soaring, symphonic, and absolutely cinematic world of Richmond, Virginia's own Symphony of Destiny. This rising powerhouse blends operatic vocals, crushing riffs, orchestral drama, and mythological storytelling, all anchored by their thunderous debut single, Exile of Horus, fronted by the incredible Anne Dewicki, a classically trained opera vocalist who brings elegance, theatricality, and pure metal force to the mic. Symphony of Destiny is setting a new standard for symphonic metal, from their explosive live shows to their ambitious soundscapes. These guys are self-driven, self-managed, and fully committed to creating a world that you, my friend, can get lost in. And today we're talking to Anne about the band's origin, the mythology behind the music, the making of this debut single, and everything in between. But first, Anne, welcome to the Metal Queens podcast.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
It's great to have you here. So, Symphony of Destiny formed earlier this year. What was the spark that brought everyone together for this specific blend of symphonic metal and mythological storytelling?
I think we all kind of found each other in a weird way. Initially, the Wes was looking for band members. A friend of mine who's in another band heard about it, mentioned it to me, and said, "Hey, you have a classical voice. He's looking for that." So I said, "Sure, I'll look into it." And I just kind of met up with him. I sent him a recording of myself doing one of the arias from one of the Queen of the Night arias, actually, the first one from uh, the Magic Flute. There's actually two important Queen of the Night arias. It's not just um, the one where she's threatening her daughter. There's also the ones where she's threatening her daughter's boyfriend. So, um, yeah, there's a little bit of Mozart trivia for people, I guess. And so I sent him a copy of myself singing that aria, and he kind of asked, he's like, "Okay, but you do metal music too, right?" So I was like, "Sure," and I did some Iron Maiden, and um, I just been a part of the band ever since. Our drummer is actually someone who I kind of knew from a local bar down here. He was in another band. A good friend of mine is the singer of, and so it was kind of fun randomly like finding out, oh, we have a drummer auditioning. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Oh, it's that guy. Cool. So, but I think that's kind of common for all drummers. If you're in one band, you're in five bands. So,
Yeah,
and
we
our keyboard, huh?
go ahead.
And our keyboardist, I'll be honest, from my perspective, he just kind of showed up one day. I didn't know that we were looking for one, but then Tom came by and he's like, I'm in the band now. And we're just like, okay, cool. Welcome.
I have a lot of symphonic metal bands on the Metal Queens podcast here. I'm always fascinated by the classically trained singers like you are. Your classical opera background really sets the tone for the band. So I'm guessing your parents, maybe grandparents, were into opera, and that's what got you into it. What's the story behind that?
So it's actually kind of funny. Opera was a rebellion for me.
Hmm.
Um, I started singing opera when I was 15, and largely my mom is a huge fan of musical theater. And in a weird way, I felt like, I had to do theater in high school. It was like I had to make my mom proud of me by doing theater. And I never really clicked in with it. Like I never liked musical theater anywhere near as much as she did. It just felt like something I was supposed to do. And so a part of me kind of just was angry and rebellious teenager and was like, okay, well, I can't do musical theater. I'll do something bigger. And so it was like, I can do opera. You can't touch that. So I don't, and I started doing it and I kind of loved it. I felt like it classical music in general to me is just acoustic metal in a way. So, yeah.
Wesley has a strong compositional background and training under Rob Math and Joe Stump. How does that shape the writing dynamic between the two of you?
Um, he definitely has a tech, more technique and methodical approach to how he does things. All of my contributions, I kind of feel like I just do a deep dive into, mythological lore, and I kind of just fly by the seat of my pants. I can't say that I follow a structure. I'm just sort of, I go into it and I see what flows and I try and edit it until it sounds good. So he definitely goes in with a better plan than I do.
What does Symphony of Destiny represent as a name? What destiny are you shaping through the music?
We've never discussed that. Wesley had the name before I started. And I guess to me, if I think about it now, um, it's just sort of like the music of life, like the symphony of going through life and ending up wherever it is that you're destined to be. So kind of just, I guess that's how I interpret it.
The debut single, Exile of Horus. What's the story or myth behind that song, and what drew you to this narrative for the debut?
Well, this song is largely about discovering your strengths, in my opinion. It's kind of like realizing like you're not going to win every battle, and there's going to be times in life that even if you give it your all, you're not going to succeed the way you want to. But also, just because one thing didn't pan out doesn't mean you can't try for something else or even try for something bigger. And so I think to me, in a personal way, I connect to this song because it kind of reminds me when I first moved out of Northern Virginia, or I felt a little bit like I was escaping that part of the state. I had some really toxic friendships that were really bad for me, and I felt in a lot of ways like I was just giving up and leaving. But then moving to Richmond was such a positive experience for me that it's okay. That wasn't my destiny. That wasn't, being in Northern Virginia and what I was trying to do there never worked out. But I have absolutely flourished and, you know, made a spot for myself here. And so I kind of think that's sort of what the song is about too. It's okay, that one thing didn't work out. Go harder, find something else.
How is the metal and rock scene in Richmond?
The metal scene and the rock scene is pretty big. We don't have a lot of symphonic metal, so I think my band's kind of a little unique to our area in that way. But we have I work in a goth bar. It's my night job,
Mhm.
and so I get to see a lot of the local bands working there. And we have kind of sorry, we have a great amount of talent here, and it's been really fun working with new bands and getting to kind of see the behind the scenes part of it too.
And symphonic metal thrives on scale, big choirs, big orchestrations, big emotions. How did you balance your operatic voice with the heaviness of the arrangement on this single?
Uh, I think that it kind of works together because so much of operatic music is, with a big symphony and trying to stand out and kind of sing over everything else in a way. And so when I'm learning a song, it's usually a little difficult because I'm trying to figure out, where do I fit in here? There's so much going on. But once I start, or once I really figure out where I should come in and how I can build my sound, it just kind of feels natural in a way. Like I don't know, it's like fitting pieces of a puzzle together.
You've already played iconic Central Virginia venues like the Canal Club, Fallout, and Super Rad Arcade. How has the live audience responded to the sound of this band so far?
Our audiences have been incredible. It's been a lot of fun seeing. kind of people come together, especially since symphonic metal is a little different to the audience. But I think our first performance when we were at the Canal Club, I just remember getting this terrific reception from not just the people who paid to be there, but the other bands who were playing. They were staying out in the audience, and they just, it was like being in a big family or something.
Mm.
Everyone's really supportive of each other.
Do you envision Symphony of Destiny shows becoming more theatrical or conceptual in the future?
I really hope so. I
Mm.
definitely see us doing more in the future, especially as we're doing more of our own original music. And I'd love to kind of do audience participation if I can and really get out there and connect with everyone. So
This band, by the way, is self-managed, entirely self-managed, self-operated. What are the biggest challenges and freedoms that come with that?
the biggest freedoms are we all have basically a group chat that we plan everything in, and so if someone's not able to go to a rehearsal or if someone's has reservations about doing a certain gig, it's kind of we all agree to it or it doesn't happen. But then again, I think some of the challenges is we got to make sure that we don't get lazy because, like, oh, we're practicing on Sunday, but the weather sucks and we don't want to leave our houses. So
Right.
a little bit of that is kind of reminding, okay, we do have to practice. We do have to get together and just holding each other accountable.
So the single, of course, out this fall. So the next question, what are the future plans for 2026? An EP or album, perhaps?
Definitely looking at doing an EP and getting that out there. Really looking forward to getting to perform and can't wait for when we're actually releasing the EP itself. I'm excited to perform in Virginia Beach for the single release, but I know there's definitely a part of me that's kind of itching to get the rest of the EP out for everyone.
And I'm guessing there are going to be more tour dates next year, too.
Absolutely. Hoping that we can kind of expand outside just the Richmond area. We're doing something in Virginia Beach. That'll be the farthest that we've traveled, but I'm kind of hoping maybe we can get up to Maryland and other surrounding states. Ideally, I think the whole band will agree with me that performing in Finland is something that we want to do someday,
Mm, yeah.
or just going to Finland.
Yes.
Yeah.
How do you maintain vocal health while switching between classical technique and the metal intensity?
Um, Breathing and really relying on my core strength.
Mm,
I never do any of the screams just because I don't want to mess any of that up. I think my biggest issue this fall has just been staving off sickness and allergies, to be honest. But
yeah.
I do a lot of weightlifting, so I try to have like whole body health because you never think of it, but you need to have strong abs for some of these notes that we're singing.
Yeah, sure. And well, thank you so much for joining me here on the Metal Queens podcast, Symphony of Destiny, forging something powerful, a blend of myth, metal, and massive orchestral atmosphere. The single, check it out, Exile of Horus, is just the beginning. Tour dates next year, EP next year, so a big year coming up for them. So go stream and pre-save the new single too, and check out their live shows and support this rising symphonic force from Virginia. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you for watching the Metal Queens podcast. Like it, share it, subscribe to it, write a review. I'm Steve Richards. I will talk to you again next time.